Chapter 183, Slowly Publicizing. Zhu Tui called Chai Zhao when he returned to the dormitory that night. "Brother Chai, how is sister-in-law?" The surgery was very successful, and the heart was repaired perfectly. The doctor said that she can get out of bed tomorrow and attend classes like an ordinary person in 3 days. In half a month, she will be able to return to normal and resume her training. After saying that, Chai Zhao paused for a moment. It's just that she will suffer a little. There are still many tubes stuck in her body. "What's the matter?" Chai Zhao suddenly asked. Zhu Tui had just visited Kai Hongying at the hospital in the afternoon. Chai Zhao naturally realized something when he called again. "Brother Chai, it's like this. Didn't I lack money? Zhong Ziking got me a short, medium, and long-term money-making plan. I think it's quite reliable. However, no matter which plan it was, someone had to do the preliminary information gathering, intelligence preparation, logistics equipment, and even business operations. I wanted to spend more time cultivating. The initial plan was to cooperate with Zhong Ziking. He would take care of the miscellaneous matters and leave the matters that required combat strength to me. I was prepared to get him to come up with a contract that would allow him to take a cut of the total income or net income. The entire matter went smoothly. However, I did not know much about Zhong Ziking. I also did not know much about his background. He looked like a good person, but I had only interacted with him for a short time. That's why I wanted to ask you for your opinion," Zhu Tui said. This was also the reason why Zhu Tui had agreed to cooperate with Zhong Ziking in the restaurant. However, he had turned around and asked Chai Zhao for his opinion. Zhu Tui knew too little about Zhong Ziking. If they wanted to work together for a long time, he had to have a detailed understanding of Zhong Ziking. You can cooperate with Zhong Ziking. His family background is very ordinary, so he's very hardworking and knows how to conduct himself. At the moment, there were no negative rumors in the circles, nor was there any in the cooperation with my family. You really need someone to help you with these chores. You can try him first. When he's done with the contract, send it to me. I'll send it to the law firm working with my family to let them take a look. Also, I'll send you the information I've gathered about Zhong Ziking's identity tomorrow. Think about it again," Chai Zhao said. "Thank you, Brother Chai. If you want to thank me again, get lost." "All right, Brother Chai, you still owe me 2 meals." This time, Chai Zhao hung up the phone without saying anything. Zhu Tui was truly grateful to Chai Zhao. In fact, if it were any other friend, Zhu Tui's final answer would be, Chai Zhao's last send a document over for Zhu Tui to consider. It was the most common suggestion and practice. If something really happened, it would have nothing to do with him. Zhu Tui understood this point. However, Chai Zhao did it very honestly. He did not have to thank him, but he had to remember his kindness. At night, Zhu Tui did not train as quickly as usual. Instead, he did his homework. He rewatched the combat recording, then he reflected. It was a must for Zhao Soxui to arrange 15,000 words of homework. Soon, Zhu Tui noticed one problem after another. For example, when he was fighting Azari, he was not simple and direct enough. He did not need to use his mental chain to control the flying sword at all. With his current strength, the maximum range he could vaguely sense was 14 meters. Which means, when he did not use the mental chain to control the flying sword and the silver pill, his maximum sense was a radius of 14 meters with him as the center. In that case, Zhu Tui could use his mental chain and connect with the mental whip and whip Azari. He would only need an instant to be able to use his flying sword to instantly kill Azari. At the same time, Zhu Tui's mobility in actual combat was not enough. He needed to greatly improve in this aspect. Otherwise, he would only become a human-shaped cannon in the future. The human-shaped cannons were easily eliminated. He had to think of a way to become an agile human-shaped cannon. Zhu Tui watched the video over and over again. He analyzed it over and over again, constantly discovering and summarizing problems. Halfway through his homework, the phone suddenly rang. It was a video call from his mother. He thought for a moment. It seemed that he had not called home in the past week. He quickly picked it up. Over the video call, Zhu Tui could see that his mother, Zhang Shuli, had a very nervous expression. Her eyes were also a little red. Zhu Tui was extremely shocked. A bad feeling suddenly welled up in his heart. Could something have happened at home? Mom, what's wrong? Why do you look like you've been crying? Is everything all right at home? Zhu Tui quickly asked. Improvement. Tell me quickly, were you injured in the competition today? I didn't know that your school was so dangerous now. Before she could finish speaking, her mother, Zhang Shuli, started crying. Injured? Zhu Tui was stunned. Did his mother, Zhang Shuli, watch the competition? However, according to the current regulations, his mother, who had not been certified as a genetic liberator, would not be able to watch the competition. In the video, his father, Zhu Jiangguo, appeared. Dad, did you see the competition? Yes. Zhu Jiangguo nodded solemnly. Why? Did they publicize the competition, or did you see my actual combat competition because you are my parents? Zhu Tui asked. Actually, they're slowly publicizing. A few years ago, the country was already doing this. They were slowly displaying the powerful side of genetic newcomers. They were also slowly letting ordinary people understand how different the Blue Star is now. This was the first time they broadcast the live broadcast of the actual combat exchange between the students from your school and the India sector. However, many of the images had been processed. Zhu Jiangguo suddenly asked, I saw that a portion of your combat footage was taken away. Did someone die? Did you kill another one? After a moment of silence, Zhu Tui nodded. Zhu Jiangguo was silent for a while. I've also gone to the Genetic Evolution College and know some things. At your level, the consumption of cultivation should be very high, right? Zhu Jiangguo suddenly asked. Zhu Tui nodded subconsciously when he heard that, but he immediately shook his head. Dad, it's all right. The school's subsidies are very high. Yes, I know. Your mother and I discussed it tonight. We're preparing to sell this house in Jincheng Prefecture. It should be able to sell for 700,000 to 800,000 yuans. This money should be able to support your cultivation for a period of time. Dad, I really don't need it. I can earn money on my own. Where are you going to live after I sell the house? You can't sell it. Anyway, it's just your mother and me now. We can rent a one-bedroom apartment. It's only 2,000 a month. It's comfortable and reassuring. Zhu Tui became anxious when he heard that. Dad, please don't sell the house. I can take care of the money for my cultivation now. Yes, I believe you have the ability. Okay, your mother wants to talk to you. The video call immediately went to her mother, Zhang Shuli. She was in pain and tears. There were all kinds of questions. 1. Zhu Tui was actually a little annoyed as he answered those questions. However, he knew that his mother was probably the only person in the world who cared about his details. Therefore, he spoke patiently for a while. He finally hung up after a while. Zhu Tui only heaved a sigh of relief after he hung up the phone. He continued to do his homework. It was not easy to finish a 15000 word assignment. Fortunately, the requirement was within 3 days. Otherwise, today's cultivation would be severely delayed. Although he had not finished his homework, he had already reflected on himself. When it was about time, Zhu Tui continued to conquer the 8th genetic base point of the 2nd level of the Mind Concentration Foundation Forging Technique. Friday, a.m. Zhu Tui, who had been on the bus for 2 hours, finally arrived at the base in Jingdu Prefecture of the Genetic Ancient Martial Arts Association. He came to see Shen Jushuang. Zhu Tui's original plan was to find some time to come over on Sunday when he was on break. In any case, he had already successfully opened his fundamental danshan. According to his agreement with Shen Jushuang would accept him as his last disciple after he activated his fundamental danshan within 7 days. Zhu Tui had wanted to give it a try before. He did not take it too seriously. However, after watching the battle between Kuishi and Rankhan, the powerful defense ability of the ancient genetic energy field immediately attracted his attention. The energy field of the genetic ancient martial arts. Once Zhu Tui successfully activated the genetic chain, it meant that he would be protected by a layer of protective armor. It could also magically stop the bleeding. His combat defense and battlefield survival abilities would definitely increase greatly. He had to hurry up and cultivate. He had to gain the attention of Old Master Shen Jushuang. Zhu Tui had been recruited as a special student by Inzhao Soxui. He had received many tangible and intangible benefits. In that case, if Zhu Tui displayed enough talent, he would receive enough attention from Shen Jushuang and obtain more cultivation resources and benefits. He was already regretting his late arrival. He should have come on Monday or Tuesday. However, 4 days ago, Zhu Tui had been too busy with the actual combat. He did not have a flying vehicle. It would take more than 4 hours to travel back and forth to the Genetic Ancient Martial Arts Association building. Will old Master Shen believe me if I say that I activated my fundamental Danshin in one night? Zhu Tui was a little worried.